Hello guys and welcome to this HTML5 tutorial. In this video we'll cover the reasons why coding good HTML is so important. We'll cover almost all tags supported by HTML5. I chose HTML5 because it is fully supported by most browsers if they are up to date. Other versions might not support a few tags, but I tried to not include tags that aren't supported by some browsers, because for public websites you never know what browser your client is using, so the website must be flexible. Why code good HTML? Well, there are two main reasons to why coding good HTML is so important. The first one being the organization of the code. If you always use the same tag for any container that you create, in a short time you will be lost in your own code, trying to figure out what is what. But if you organize your code, thus making readable code, you and any other person that looks at your code will know exactly what they are looking at. The second reason is search engine optimization, SEO for short. Good HTML makes a page easier for a search engine to read. So if you have a website and the search engine is able to read more information about your site than the site of your competitors, your site will be placed first in the search results. So this tutorial will be divided in 7 videos. And it will cover all of these points, starting with basic HTML and adding text. After that will be formatting text, explaining comments, explaining semantics and the organization of the code, explaining lists and tables, images, audio and video, links and forms. We'll finally explain frames, style and programming. But now for this video we will cover the chapter of basic HTML and the chapter of adding text. So the point of this tutorial is to make this cheat sheet. Making this page we will be able to learn almost every tag in HTML5 and most importantly learn its meaning. When we get to the end of this tutorial we will have a nice cheat sheet to check if we ever forget some tag or some meaning for a tag. For my editor, I'll be using Visual Studio Code. You may use this one or any other you want. I use VS Code because it is very fast to open, it has most of the shortcuts I'm used to, and it just looks good in general. And it is very easy to start. You just come here on open folder. I will open my YouTube folder and then just create your HTML file. I will call mine index and we are ready to start. First thing you need on your document is the doc type declaration. Just open this. Doc type. The doc type HTML declaration must be the very first thing in your HTML document before the HTML tag. It is an instruction to the web browser about the version of HTML you are using. So right after that we need to open the HTML tag. The HTML tag represents the root of the HTML document. This tag will contain all of the other HTML elements, except, of course, for the doc type declaration. You can even add a language attribute called lang. And here, depending on the language of your site, mine is in English, so I'll put EN for English. And this will tell the browsers that read your HTML document that whatever is inside the HTML tag, that will be almost everything from our site, will be written in English. After opening this HTML tag, you need to open the add tag. The tag is is a container for all the add elements. The add elements will be a lot, but we'll talk about most of them in the end of this tutorial because they are less important for now. The first one that really matters and really is important is the title tag. The title tag is required in all HTML documents and it defines the title of the document. So here I can put my website, and this will be the title of my document, of my website. So it will define the title in the browser toolbar. This meaning it will define the name that is inside the tab you are opening. It provides a title for the page when it is added to favorites in the bookmarks, and it displays a title for the page in the search engine results. So if I put this site online, and if you search for my website, this will probably be in the first pages of the search engine results. Right after these tags, of course, I forgot to mention, but everything that is inside the add tag won't be rendered in the body of the document. To really put things that will be seen by your visitors of the site, you need to add the body tag. And the body tag will contain every tag that truly is rendered by the browser, and it will give a layout to your web page. So now that we will be adding some tags to the body, we first need to open our website in our browser. You can just come here, see my index, my website. Copy the path, put it here, then add the name of your file. Mine is index.html, and there you are able to see it. As I told you, the title is already can be seen in the tab up here. So now let's start by adding some text to our web page. Let's start by adding some headings, precisely. Headings go through H1 to H6. You will see that H1 will be for the most important titles, and H6 will be for the less important titles. For example, let's start by giving our page a title. My will be my website about HTML5. And if I come here and refresh our page, you can already see our title. So after I want to add, for example, a subtitle, and my subtitle will be "This is my shit." If I refresh it, you can already see this will be my shit. But I think that H6 is a bit too small, so I'll change it. I'll change the name of the tags, and I'll put it in H3, like that. But for you to have a better understanding, let's here start our first chapter. It will be called heading text, and you will see Now, if I reload the page, you will be able to really tell the difference between all the heading elements. After the heading elements, we can add a paragraph. The paragraph is just some normal text, and it is done with the tag P that stands for paragraph. Well, as you can see, this is a simple paragraph. If I really reload it here, you will be able to see the paragraph. In the paragraph, in a paragraph, if you put some enters around like this, and then just keep writing. If you now reload the page, you should expect it to maintain your enters, but in fact it doesn't maintain anything. Here, after around, it just keeps on going, just leaving one space, while here you did 2 enters. Well, to solve this, you need to learn a new tag, and this tag is to break lines. It's called BR, like this. And now, after a round, you'll see that it broke the line, and it kept on going for the second line. And if I do that again here, you'll see that keep writing will be in the last line. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. After these 2 tags, you can also learn the tag HR. This tag means an horizontal rule, and it's meant to separate chapters and sections of your website. For example, we now finished the chapter about adding text, so I'll put 2 horizontal lines there and horizontal rules, and now start our new chapter that in fact will be right before this one. Sorry. And here in H2 I'll put the basic HTML. That is what we already learned before starting adding text to our page. Before jumping to the next chapter, that will be about formatting text, because this is a cheat sheet, I will now add all the definitions I told you in this video in text. So in the end, you can see every definition of every tag. But you don't need to see that, and you don't really need to do it if you follow this tutorial till the end. And in the last video of this tutorial, I will publish this web page with all the definitions and everything organized in my public repository in GitHub. So this is for the first video. Check out my second video to learn more about formatting text in HTML5. So don't forget to subscribe, like this video if it helped you to learn HTML, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.